You've done a lot of stuff on, in the superhero genre, and Flash and Arrow, or in like Supergirl. Those are really big right now. And you've done stuff on like Smallville.
Yeah.
Would you have any desire to come back to that and be on one of these currently ongoing shows?
Yeah, I mean, I think at a certain point you can sort of be saturated as an actor if you're playing too many characters. But there's been some really successful people that have done multiple sort of comic book characters, so I'd definitely be open to that. But I think it would be have to be the right fit, especially since I played Iceman for like 12 years at this point. I feel like you sort of like you live in that skin, and so it would have to be something that would be like just perfect to branch out into.
And speaking of Iceman, I have to ask, would you ever want to like come back and do another X-Men movie?
I would love to do another X-Men movie. I got to grow up playing that character. I've gotten to work with a lot of people, like the same group of people over and over again, so it's kind of like a family reunion when we get back to it. So yeah, I'd always be open to it, and it's just fun. It's fun to make those movies. It's fun to create and tell another X-Men story. I grew up reading the comics, so it's always a good time.
I know you're aware of this, but and Iceman in the comic books like came out and he's gay. Would you want to play him as that, or do you see the comics and the movies as separate?
I think obviously the comics and movies are separate. I wonder what the transition would be, because we've sort of established Bobby as having a love interest in Rogue and having a love interest in sort of Kitty Pryde. But I think it would be really interesting. I think it could probably be the most interesting thing that could happen to Bobby in the films if they decided to take the storyline that way. I think it would be incredibly dramatic. I think it'd be an interesting storyline, and it would give Bobby, a great character arc. So I'd definitely be open to that. But again, I'm not sure if they want to take the character in that direction. I have no idea how they would play that out. But I think it could be very interesting.